I'm back. Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Ask Jen. This is the third episode, and I want to just take the time out to thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me and supporting the Uprising Network. We had 1,000 views in 24 hours. And with the questions that y'all are sending me, y'all must really like my responses because I'm getting so much more of y'all business. So thank you for that. Keeping me entertained and keeping the show going. But before I get into that, y'all know Instagram was down. I was pissed because I had just dropped a new episode of Ask Jen on YouTube. I was trying to upload it to Instagram, wasn't getting no likes, no comments. People wasn't watching for real. People couldn't upload. Nobody business pages was getting updated. But as Instagram was down, I had started thinking about all the little stuff that I really don't like about it. As a business, why is your page private? I shouldn't have to go through a screening process to buy a 25 Play Now, Grind Later t-shirt. Like, what the fuck is going on? Bro, I am not, you done protected your page from your sister, baby daddy, uncle, cousin to not be able to look at your page, see what you upload and see what you're talking about. But now I've been waiting 3 weeks to know if I can buy a candle by Keisha. Like, come on, y'all. Like, open up them business pages. When you Google the word Amazon, not the rainforest that been around for millions of years come up. Motherfucking Jeff Bezos website come up. Amazon.com. Easy access. You think you better than Jeff Bezos? Cupcakes by Chrissy? Open up that page. Open up your page. Also, these hashtags. I know hashtags get y'all views, but I'm tired of seeing the hashtag Detroit hairstylist and you doing hair in Dallas. Now I don't want you to do my hair because you a liar. Update them hashtags, use the one for your city, and start cultivating better relationships with your customer. 2 things, change them hashtags and open that motherfucking page. Now for what y'all been waiting for, these questions. The first question we have, how would you feel about a best? And I feel like it's very important to let you guys know. Best is in quotation marks. Friends starting online drama with your ex to defend your honor. Would you find it embarrassing or think it's honorable? This is a very good question. I can see it both ways. So one, what about this ex is making your friend feel like they have to defend you? Like, did you tell only one side of the story? Did the ex never was liked by your best friend? What is the online drama about? Because if they start telling details about your relationship that you've never really disclosed, I would find it embarrassing. But at the end of the day, somebody putting themselves and their reputation on the line to defend you, especially as a best friend in quotation marks, I find that pretty honorable. I want to know why you think this person is best in quotation mark friends and why you possibly think it's embarrassing. And that will help you answer this question for yourself. But I would find it both embarrassing and honorable. One, because I love when my friends have my back. But two, if you my ex, I don't know you. You don't exist. Do not argue with nobody online. You do not know me. So it's definitely kind of embarrassing. My homeboy is dating a chick I got cool with during their relationship. She updates me more than him on their issues. Bottom line, he broken in between jobs, but doesn't really care for her. Going through his own shit. She's tried to be there for him, but I want her to find better. But that's my dog. Am I wrong? No. Like, I feel like growing a relationship with someone amongst your other friendships, I think that is a very beautiful thing. And I'm glad that you care enough about her now that you feel like, you need to let her know what's going on. Especially if your homeboy is not being honest with her about the situation and she's genuinely trying to help him and he's not really being receptive to that. You saying that he does not really care for her, you are not wrong for wanting her to want better. She is literally with someone who does not have their stuff together. It seems like has no plan to get their stuff together and also does not really care for her. Let that girl move on, please. Broken in between jobs. Honey, that pandemic done put everybody on their ass. Please let them know people are hiring and try to get them a new job. Also, I feel like people should not be in pursuit of relationships when they are one, not stable, and two, being dishonest. So please try to get him, for the girl's sake, to kind of disconnect from this relationship. So, my significant other is significantly older than me. That's funny. SOSO, significant other, significantly older. You're funny. How old is too old? We're 20 years apart, but I don't feel like I have much in common with men my age. Help. So you have not listed one problem. All you said is they are older than you. How old is too old? I don't think there is a such thing as someone being too old when you are both grown, consenting adults, and you feel like you don't have much in common with men your age. I feel like that is a very valid statement for you to make if that's what you feel like. You have not listed a problem. I don't think it's a problem that your man is so much older than you. If he is consistently like making jokes and things that you don't understand any references to, I can feel like that causing a rift in the relationship later on down the line, simply because like y'all kind of won't have anything in common because of that generational gap. But if you don't have no problem dating his old ass, keep messing with him. Hey Jen, okay. I just caught me off guard. Okay. Hey Jen, I really want to try more things sexually, but my girlfriend is not budging. I want a threesome. I want to try sex parties or even a swinger club. My girl looks at me like I'm crazy when I bring these things up. So I just stopped talking to her about it. But I still think about all of this shit that's on my sexual bucket list. How do I get my girl to become more sexually free? I feel like she looks at you like you're crazy because you probably have not like expressed that these are desires of yours before you got in a relationship. I feel like everybody is not into threesomes. Everybody is not into swapping partners. I feel like before you became coupled with somebody, if that's something that you were interested in, you should have probably expressed that to them before you enter a full-blown relationship. Also, how do I get my girl to become more sexually free? I feel like there is nothing you can do about that. Sexuality is on a spectrum, yes, but people own their own sexuality. You cannot get your girlfriend to want to be into swapping partners or threesomes if that is not simply her thing. I feel like you need to find someone who you are more sexually compatible with instead of trying to change your current partner if that sexual desire is very high on your list of things that you need in a relationship. So you probably will not get your girl to be more sexually free. You probably just gonna have to find another girl. Sorry. My boyfriend of about a year told me he was addicted to a Class A substance and has been for years. He has been to rehab, but we broke up not long after. I still have feelings for him and am struggling with the consequences of what I feel was a good decision. But was it the right decision, or should I stayed and tried to help? So addiction battling is like really a hard thing. Everyone's battle with addiction is like very personal. Also, it's difficult. The journey is very difficult. So if you felt like you needed to separate yourself from this relationship because you being with them on this course was probably not the best thing for you personally, I feel like that's something that needs to be honored, and you recognizing that in yourself early is something that should be respected and you shouldn't feel bad about. But also, please try to support them along this way. The last thing anyone who is going through something like this wants to feel is alone. If you could connect them to any support groups or give them any resources, if they go to any type of like members meeting like Narcotics Anonymous or anything like that, if you can accompany them to a meeting or something like that, there are several ways you can still show your support and not be in a romantic relationship with that person. If this person is very important to you, find other ways to support them. And again, don't let them go on this journey alone. Addiction is really hard. So if you know anyone battling addiction, please don't alienate them. Try to find them some really good help and see if you can just be a better person to them. Do you have any money saving strategies? I do not save money. No, I'm kidding. So saving money was very hard for me. The reason why I started saving money is because I have a daughter. With children and having families in general, emergencies happen. I always gotta go possibly like pay for emergency room visit, or my car might break down so I don't take my daughter to like school or something like that. So many different things that can impact my finances now impact her. So I had to find a better money saving strategy. The way I do it is, one, I pay myself first. So before I even pay any bills or anything like that, after I get paid, I send money to an account that, one, I don't have a debit card for, and it is strictly a savings account, and I get penalties if I withdraw. So I have a certain amount of money that goes straight from my employer into that account, so I just watch it stack. Also, I do the envelope method. So every time I get paid, I take $300 and stash it in an envelope. Every 3 months, I take that money and I put it in that same savings account that I cannot touch. So on top of the money automatically going from my employer, the money that I'm stashing in my closet is going to that account too. Those are the only things that work for me. If I have a card, I'm going to spend it. So please make sure you create an account that you do not request or have a debit card to, so you don't take money off of it. Out of it. Also, I believe in sinking funds. So what a sinking fund is money, is an account that you just throw money in case something ever happens, and do not take anything out of it until something happens. So just create a sinking fund. So like, say for example, you want to go on a vacation, or you want to renovate your bathroom, or even have a down payment for a car. Have a specific account that you just throw money into every time you have something left over. Those are the only things that help me save money. Also, I'm partnered, so like when I don't want to spend my own money, I take his, so like that helps me save money as well. So get a man. That helps me save money too. I hope this was helpful. Can a relationship ever truly recover from the damages of emotional or physical abuse? Yeah, I believe so. I don't think all people who are abusers are like, should be shunned from society or are unable to change. I feel like if this person is really intentional and conscious of the pain that they caused you through the abuse and wants to reconcile and has a very clear plan for reconciliation, I do believe relationships can recover from abuse. Also, I don't want anyone to think staying in a relationship, an abusive relationship, is okay just because they think that person can change. If at any time someone's actions in a relationship feels damaging towards you, your mental health, or even physical bruises on your body, please feel comfortable enough to ask for help and walk away. But I do believe that a relationship can recover from abuse. But make that decision for yourself. I feel like, don't let anyone pressure you. Don't let your abuser possibly manipulate you into walking back into that abusive situation. Make sure when you do make this choice, you make it for yourself and only you. Mental health and the Black community. Let's get into it. Especially when broken down by generations and men versus women. So I feel like this is not a really question, but this is I have a really nice platform. People are watching my show, so I think this might just be a nice time to talk about it. Black people especially, trauma travels through DNA. With the things that Black people have gone through in this country, systemically, historically, and even within families, have been completely traumatizing. And what I'm noticing, especially in our generation, we are trying to heal all that past trauma. We are using all of the tools that we got through watching how our families operate, all the education we gained going through school, all the experience we're gaining in our adults' life to try to break those curses. And I feel like it gets difficult when you are trying to be the person in your family that changes things that have already been done. So I feel like undoing some of that trauma, especially with you being the first person in your family to try to like break off of some of those like mental health issues. I even think about like back in the day how people's family members who were mentally ill were like institutionalized or sent away or have to go live with a cousin distantly. And now our generation is facing these things like face on. I feel like involve your older generations in these conversations and have them participate in all the healing that you're trying to do. It makes no sense for you to try to undo all of these things or go through your healing alone when you know your entire bloodline or your entire family needs to be healed. Try to bring them along with you. It might take them a while to catch on and understand, but I feel like it's going to be better overall, especially if you have children and these are your grandparents or older cousins or things like that. It's going to change the way that they age and the way that they handle your family or our generation with even more care, just because you're giving them the educational tools that they just simply did not have to manage. Also, men versus women. I feel like that is not a Black thing. Literally, men versus women is just the is ingrained in our society. I feel like men versus women through like education, careers, professional work, romantic relationships, and it does not have to be versus. Both men and both women have both masculine and feminine parts, and I feel like once we understand and break away from the idea that men are logical, women are emotional, and just embrace so much more of what we see within one another, we'll start to break down some of those walls that you feel like are man versus women. We all have like many of the same problems. Some of us face things that are much more difficult, especially when we talk about women. Women's bodies are political. There are literally laws and systems put in place to keep women down. And as a man, I feel like, especially black men, don't understand that position of power. So kind of understand what the black woman is going through. Like, we're not picking on y'all. We just tired of being at the bottom, and we just want y'all to help us get up a little bit. So I feel like that can stop some of that man versus woman talk that you feel like. But absolutely. So this is the last question. I say this for last because I read this. I said, y'all gonna like this. I am dating a guy with a BM, and he tried to complain about paying the child support, red flag number 1, while also living several states away and not visiting regularly. I want to let you all know several and regularly are in all capital letters. My girl is feeling this. Like, nigga, you not even physically taking care of the kid. The money is the least you can do. Then he complains when he doesn't answer his FaceTime to C in quotation marks, his kid. I am tired of listening and having this experience. Is it time to leave Buddy alone? Abso-fucking-lutely. You clearly feel very strongly about this with all the quotations and capital letters in this question that you submitted me. So you already know what to do. If the dick is hitting, just say that. Okay? That's all we have. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Before you mess with a deadbeat daddy or you lock your business page, just think, what would Jen do?